Hey everyone, it's Steve Missirlian with the Missirlian Group of Compass. Wanted to send this video as a way to touch base with everyone and to give an update of the real estate markets amidst the coronavirus. Obviously, a lot of economies have been affected, including real estate, and I'm sure many of you are wondering what is going on in the real estate market. So with me today is Michael Black. He's a mortgage lender with Summit Funding. I'm going to ask him some questions, what he's seeing on his end, and he'll be asking me some questions with regards to the market, what we're seeing, our suggestions, and we'll go from there. And I'll start with Mike here. Mike, I've known you a long time, and what are you seeing on your end with regards to, interest rates, refinancing, first-time home buyers, your suggestions for them, things like that.
Yeah, hey Steve, it's good to see you.
See,
Thanks for having me on the call today. It's been one of those markets where we never saw this coming, and it's almost like a dream come true for a lot of people out there that are actually still employed. Obviously, I mean, it's the unemployment. My heart goes out to everybody. It's had troubles with their jobs right now and things of that nature. But in terms of our industry and real estate and what the mortgage world's doing right now, we have not seen a better time. I've been in the business for 20 years. I have not seen a better time, not only to refinance, like you mentioned earlier, but to buy as well. It's just rates have hit all-time record lows right now. We're seeing anything from low threes to the high twos, depending on your criteria and what you qualify for. But I think more importantly, if you back up to some of our past recessions that we've seen out there, this is a little bit different so far, knock on wood. But I think, from what I can tell and what I've seen and the appraisals we're getting back across the board, property values are holding strong, and we're not seeing a big decline in values like we did back in 08 and 09 when the housing crisis hit. So it's just a perfect storm right now and a recipe for getting out there and getting nice low interest rates on your financing and just really having the opportunity to go out and maybe buy a little bit more than what you did in previous years.
So what you're saying is basically the buyer who's buying, say, the $300,000 property today, maybe last year was only buying the $250,000 property. Is that?
I'm going to give you an example that just happened this past week. So I had a client earlier on this week. We just locked his rate in. We've been looking for the last 2 years, and we had been stuck really around like a 480 to 490 price point that he was looking at, and I was only able to get him approved really right around a $380,000 mortgage. So that went on from all through 18 and 19. You got to keep in mind last year, interest rates, if you can think back at this time, were around 5 to 5.25 on a 30-year fix. So he needed to be at a price point of about 550. So there's a couple things that happened. One, interest rates have dropped. Two, Fannie Mae has bumped up their loan limit for conforming loan amounts to $510,400. So not only can you go up on a higher loan amount now and get a nice low rate on a Fannie Mae loan, but interest rates are about 1.5 to, in this case, almost 2% lower than where he was last year. So I had him pre-approved around 380, all through 18, all through 19. And this year we just locked him in on a loan amount of $500,000. So it took him from, a 2-bedroom condo. He's got 3 kids. Took him from a 2-bedroom condo to a single family residence that he purchased up on the northwest side of the city. So that's the kind of thing we're seeing, anywhere from like a 60 to, in some cases, $120,000, $140,000 increase in purchase prices right now.
Wow. Yeah, I know what you're saying, and that's the difference between a condo or a single family. It could be the difference of a 1,600 square foot 2-bedroom or a 2,200 square foot 3-bedroom. Difference between having a private rooftop deck with a view of the city or not having that. So I know exactly what you're saying. That's why
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, from our standpoint, it's a weird time, obviously. It's a little different than the 08 crisis, at least as of now, because that was a financial crisis. Now we're in the health crisis, which could turn into a financial crisis. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. Hopefully, everybody's hoping for the best, and we can kind of take off from where we were. And, if that happens, then, it'll be good for all sectors of the economy, and, real estate as well. If things, get back to normal, but there's just so many unknowns right now.
Yeah, I think one of the things you have to look back on, regardless of what environment we're in right now, is just previous recessions and what's taken place in the economy and what's happened afterwards. So will this drag on a little longer? Who knows? It could go on for 2 more weeks. It could go on for 2 more months. It could go on for 2 more years. I think the government right now is really trying to set some dates in place on easing back into business on the new normal. But if you go back and you look at the last, I think it's 5 recessions that we've had since the Great Depression, the one thing that has always happened a year or 2 later, and there's stats that prove all this, is that real estate has taken off. The economy has jumped up quite a bit. So these are opportunities, in my opinion, right now to take advantage of more purchasing power, which ultimately is going to equate long term to more appreciation. So, I've got a lot of clients right now that are on the fence, and they're like, I don't know, I'm going to put a pause on my search. I'm going to, maybe I'll just rent another year. Here's what you got to keep in mind. Right now we're projected to see rates remain low throughout the rest of this year. I mean, everything I've been reading and looking at is telling us that. I think after the elections, there's a lot of forecasting that's taken place that's saying that rates are going to go back up to where they were in 19, or at some point in 2021, we're going to see that. So you just got to keep that in mind. If you're going to put a pause on things, or you're going to rent for another year, it could mean the difference of anywhere from, like we said, 50 to, in some cases, I've seen $140,000 in purchase price increases. I think the best plan of attack, no matter what you do right now, this has been an extremely busy month for us getting pre-approvals done. No matter what you do right now, whether you do plan on renting after your lease expires, or whether you're just kind of testing the waters right now, your number one thing that you should be doing right now is meeting with an advisor, someone not like your online lenders, not walking in and talking to your personal banker, meeting with someone that's going to really sit down and talk to you about the process. Not only from my standpoint, but from your standpoint, someone like you, a really good advisor, and it's going to help you navigate through this environment. We are advising everyone right now to get pre-approved regardless. Go through the motions, get all your documents pulled together. Look, you're at home right now. You got time to do this stuff, and get everything put together so you know what your purchasing power looks like in this environment. Are we seeing the inventory coming on? I don't know. You tell me. How's inventory right now in the city?
Well, inventory right now is low. I mean, what's going on right now is a lot of sellers are taking their homes off the market. We had about 3 listings that were going to go up in April, and they are holding off now, and they're waiting hopefully until May and no longer than that, depending on what happens. But yeah, the inventory is lower. It's just a fact right now. But like you said, the purchasing power for buyers is up. So assuming everything, gets back to normal, we're going to see tons of homes on the market, come May, June. Once people are starting to go out, and you're going to see a ton of people out there looking to buy because, again, purchasing power.
And that's what you want to be ready for. And
right.
So we're advising all of our clients right now to get all your ducks in a row, get all your documents in, get the pre-approval done, get that behind you. Honestly, as well as I do, it's the most tedious part about the whole process is getting all that stuff pulled together. And now that people have a little more time on their hands, now is the time to do it. Ramp up, get ready, because I agree with you. I think that if anyone that doesn't know this already, starting on January 1st this year, it's something that I haven't seen in probably the last 10 to 12 years in the business, but it was like the hottest market I've ever seen in Chicago. I mean, stuff was flying off the markets. There were multiple offers. I mean, there's still that pent up demand that's there, and buyers want to buy right now. They're just trying to find the inventory that's out there. So when that comes around, you could probably agree with me. I think you're going to see a lot of activity going on through hopefully.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people moving here too. So, I mean, you still see buildings going up, you know, every week there's more and more cranes going up. So yeah, I mean, people are moving. It'll get busy again for sure, for sure. So anyway, well, I think we'll wrap it up here, and it was a good start. Hopefully we can do more of these in the future. Mike, thank you for joining us, and you know, any last words, words of wisdom or advice?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I mean, the one thing I would just say is, you know, I believe in not hearing everything I see on the news. I mean, it's one of those things right now where it's no harm to you. There's no cost to getting a pre-approval done. It just takes a little bit of your time to pull everything together. It's an educational session is the way I would look at it. You might as well go ahead and get that out of the way. You know, pay attention to, work with trusted advisors right now. You know, there's a lot of people right now that are worried about a lot of things, and it's not that hard to navigate through the market right now. It's just a different way of doing business. So we're seeing a lot of activity still. We're still getting contracts coming through. Believe it or not, I had a multiple offer that we helped win a couple nights ago. It's all still going on. It's just business is being done a different way. So don't believe everything you hear on the news. Don't worry as much as it seems like it's a bigger deal than it actually is right now as far as the real estate market. You get out there and just test the waters a little bit, and always put yourself in front of trusted advisors. That's the most important thing, because I've seen a lot of lenders right now in the marketplace that are struggling some way, shape, or form keeping up on what's out there. And I just think that's the most important thing, is that you're working with people that are going to help you navigate through this COVID-19 environment.
All right.
Thanks for having me today.
No problem. I agree. I like the positive outlook. Everybody, thanks for watching us. If you have any questions about anything you saw today or anything else in general, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will see you all next time.